What you're about to see are passionate, dedicated, and trained people practicing and preparing to enter an extreme sporting event that may change their lives. Do not try this on your own without necessary experience and supervision.
Breathe in, breathe out. This moment's what it's all about. Born to be great, your golden ways. Don't hesitate. Xcellerate.
Set for the race, aim to give it all I got. Mind is set, gonna reach the highest spot. Working hard in order to fulfill my goal. Nothing can stop me from getting what I'm going for. That's being great. I was working tirelessly, so I won't hesitate. Gotta get to first place. Hands on the golden plate. I'll concentrate. Won't hit the brake. Just move forward. Xcellerate. Welcome back to Xcellerate. This week, we are strapping our helmets and riding down hills with 12-year-old Zac Jones. Zac has been into biking sport since he was 4 years old, but he has developed an incredibly special talent for downhill mountain biking, in which he has won various medals and accolades for the sport. Downhill mountain biking is an extreme competitive biking sport in which the rider descends steep and often rough terrain in the fastest time possible. These terrains feature various size jumps, drops, and rock gardens. Courses typically take 2 to 5 minutes to complete, in which the rider must decide the shortest possible line down, or the line that can be traveled at the highest speed. Downhill bikes are much heavier and stronger than your typical mountain bikes. These suspensions also allow the rider to glide over various obstacles like rocks and tree roots. Zac is an already experienced rider. This week, he'll be competing in a regional event that could possibly see him become the #1 rider in the Western Cape in his age group if he manages to claim the first prize podium finish and medal. He'll be competing against kids from all over the region and will have 2 heats to try and claim a spot on the podium. Today, we will see what it takes for someone like Zac to prepare for such an exciting event.
My name is Zac Jones. I'm 12 years old and I do downhill mountain biking. So I stay with my mom, dad and my brother, and we live in Durbanville. I used to watch like all the Greg Minnaar and them racing on TV, and I always wanted to try the sport. And then one day I just came to try downhill. My dad and my mom said we should try downhill. So I came and I won that first downhill.
So Zac's talent, I think, comes from his love of the sport. You know, so from when he was a small child, sort of about 4 years old, he's loved riding his bicycle. And he's spent so much time on it that the talent and the skills have developed over time. I think where Zac first really got introduced into the sport was when I was doing some of these long multi-day stage races. And he was a young child at the time, and his mom would bring him around to all the water points. And so Zac would see me riding, and I think that possibly had some influence on him taking up the sport as well.
I just love doing this sport. When I get onto my bike before a race, I always get very nervous and I get butterflies, but other than that, I feel amazing. My future plans are to win the World Champs, and to get there I'll need to practice a lot and trying to put myself out there so I can get invited to the World Cup. To get to World Champs, I'll need to win essays in SA, and then whoever's the best in SA gets invited to World Champs. I haven't thought of a career plan because I'm really focusing on my downhill. My coach is Johan Porgito. He's the current SA champ. I'm cool with him, he's an awesome guy and he just makes everything funny.
So the reason I think Zac is so good at this sport is because of his chilled out manner that he handles things, as well as obviously for the gravity side of mountain biking, you need a a good way to handle the fear factor, if you know what I mean. And he definitely, as a young individual, also handles that really good, and he has mega fun doing it.
I spend about every day on my bike, mostly doing dirt jumps. If I'm not dirt jumping, I'm riding downhill. I struggle with academics, but I have to make time for downhill and schoolwork. So I do homework at school, and then so I make time for riding. This sport requires a lot of dedication from my parents. My dad shuttles me up and down tracks for practice, and my mom helps me get my gear ready.
So from a safety perspective, the sport is a dangerous sport, and there's no doubt about it. But I trust Zac to make the right decisions. He's been riding his bike for so long, and he does it so well that he knows when he can do something and when he can't do something. And if he feels uncomfortable about something that's a little bit beyond his level, he won't do it.
The risks associated with this sport are crashes and breaking bones.
Whoa! I'm good. All good? Yeah.
My worst accident, I whipped and then my feet came off the pedals and I landed on my head. Even though I cracked my helmet, I didn't get a concussion from the fall. My fears in the sport is crashing and severely injuring myself because that would slow down my progress.
I think Zac has a really bright future in this sport. He started riding at a very young age, and he's still at a very young age right now, and he's riding very good. His skills, his confidence is at quite a high, I would say, for the age he is at. So I think he's got a very bright future. Obviously, just keep on going, keep on pushing. By the time he gets older, you know, he'll have more strength and then the skills and experience to back that up. So I've got high hopes for his future.
Up high, Zac. Yes, my dude!
Some of the gear I use is a full face helmet, goggles, a chest protector, long sleeve top, gloves, long pants, knee pads, and then riding shoes. I'm practicing for the Western Cape Downhill Series race in Stellenbosch.
So the final event of the year is the last in the Western Cape Downhill Series races. We unfortunately couldn't hold two of the races this year because of COVID and the lockdown that impacted us. So for the kids, it's a chance to at least get one more race in before the end of the year. From Zac's perspective, you know, he's looking at it really as just a fun race. He's getting back together with his friends that he rides with. So there's no expectations on the race. You know, there's always, once they're up on the start line, you know, they get serious about it. But again, you know, it's really about them getting together as kids, having a bit of fun on their bikes again, and also for the adults, too, and the grown-ups and the parents to see each other again.
The reason next event is important for me is because I haven't been on the bike for a while, and it's good to be back on the bike and practicing.
So if Zac doesn't do well in this race, it really isn't the end of the world for us. You know, as I've said before, for us, it's the children having fun on their bikes, and winning or losing isn't the be-all and end-all. You know, we always want Zac to do well, obviously, and every other parent does. But really, the winning and the losing when they're 12 years old, it's not that important. Far more important that they enjoy what they're doing.
If I win this event, I will know that I'm still winning and I've still got it. If I don't win this event, nothing will really happen because it's the last one and it's just a fun race.
So this will be the final event for the year, and Zac seems like he'll be having fun doing it. Let's see, after the break, how he prepares for this major event.
In the meantime, why not check out our Facebook page, like and follow us, and maybe tell us about the sports that you do. Who knows, we could be following your journey next.
Before my event at Feedberg next weekend, I will be attending a training camp hosted by Johan called the Feedberg Youth Camp, which will allow us to get to know the track and climatize ourselves for the environment.
The one is over here. Riding, you can either ride or you can jump over this rock, and then the best way to go would be off that drop. You can go through the inside here, And that hole actually doesn't matter because your wheel will just roll over it. And you can go straight towards the inside. Or you could snake through the middle, but obviously there's more turning and stuff involved, which takes a lot more time. And it's actually more sketchy.
What if you just hop over this rock
You can, but I just feel it's like unnecessary turning. But you want to do the straightest line, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is way easier. Did you try it? It's way easier than this stuff. Okay guys, so when we're doing the skills training, I don't want you guys to do the inside line. I want you guys to go right of that rock and try and not go into that low line there. That makes you lose a lot of speed, okay? Guys, and then it's going to be a straight line over there, okay? Rather than losing speed in that bottom corner there. Yeah. Okay. Okay guys, so when you guys are ready, you can go take some practice runs.
I'm gonna go show the video.
And you guys don't have to, you know where we're timing till? Yeah. But you guys don't have to go to there, just go there to the tree. So after the corner and you can stop.
It is important we know the best lines to take going down the mountain, not just for speed, but for safety as well. I feel like I'm well prepared for the upcoming event and can't wait to get started. Today is the event. Again, we're all gathered in Vierberg Stellenbosch. My parents are here as well. 35.4. At the bottom of the mountain, we wait while the organizers arrange the riding order of the age groups and transport for us. It's a long wait. I have a lot of time to think about my race, what kind of lines will be the best, how fast I want to approach it, and how brave I want to be. Since lockdown, we haven't had any races yet back, so it's the first one since Corona lockdown. I am a bit nervous for the race because it's quite nerve-wracking. It's just a fun race, just gonna have fun and ride with all my friends. I know I have 2 heats, and that means I have 2 chances to get the best time. We load our bikes onto the shuttle and finally head up the mountain. My dad wishes me good luck. The start line is at the top, so the officials remind us of the rules.
The other thing, remember, it's the best of 2 runs today, okay? The best is not a seeding and a race. Both of them account. So if your first run is faster than your second run, that is your time for today, the first run. If your second run is faster than your first run, then your second run will count for your medal for today. Make sense? Okay. And then both runs count towards your points at the end of the season. Okay.
What's the gap between riders?
1 minute. And 2 minutes between age groups. Okay. Cool. So shuttles will be going just now, okay?
Remember, please do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and on go. We release the gate, okay? Don't start on 1. It's on go.
Finally, it's my turn to do my first heat. I'm on the starting line and I'm waiting for this 10-second countdown.
20 seconds to go.
Exactly smooth, huh?
You won't be in that. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Yes,
The beginning is quite tight with lots of turns. There isn't much option for lines, so I go with the flow as fast as I can. I'm probably reaching speeds of up to 20 kilometers per an hour. Some parts of the route have ditches. I choose to jump over them instead of going around because it is much faster. The rock garden coming up is tricky, but I'm going to go full speed. In the rock garden section, I hit a rock, the wrong rock that I was meant to go over, and I popped my tire. I lost all the air in my tire and then had to roll down. When you pop a tire, you lose all the air in your tire, and after that I had to roll down some sections but also walk some sections, which affected my time a lot. So at this moment I don't have much choice. I have to get to the finish line and complete the race at least and submit a time. I try to take it easy, but there are sections designed to go fast, so I have to go through it. It may cause more damage to my back wheel, but I have to get down. Some sections I walk with my bike. I just want to make sure other riders aren't behind me and I'm not in their way. I'm not very happy because it's lucky we have 2 races, but I'm not very happy.
How far up today?
Rock garden.
Oh, no.
I hopped over a rock and it just... These rooms aren't intended.
Aish, Zac's bike seemed to have let him down. Although his first heat seemed to have been a disappointment, he still has one more heat to redeem his chances. Can Zac make a comeback? We'll find out after the break. Welcome back to Xcellerate. This week, we met 12-year-old downhill mountain bike rider Zac Jones. In his first heat, Zac hit a rock, which caused a puncture in his rear wheel, and that affected his time severely. It's not all doom and gloom for Zac though. He has one more heat to claim the day. Can he conquer the mountain and claim a podium finish? Let's find out.
Yeah, I definitely took off a lot of time from my first run to my second run.
Zac Jones.
We tried to fix it as much as we could, but otherwise we had to swap our bikes.
30 seconds. I think 30 seconds away.
Flying too hard, just squash the jump. Nicely.
20 seconds.
Start pedaling as soon as you can.
I do. I personally had the one. He did 10 seconds.
Good run.
5, 4,
No, I'm joking.
3,
I don't know. I have seen someone.
1. Go.
second bike is very different to my first bike because my second bike has a lot more travel and it's made for the rough stuff.
Buddy.
Well done, Zach. Thank you.
It is fast. Well done.
Oh, it's my camera.
Is it?
So good. This bike is just amazing. It just takes everything. Nearly had a puncture, but we luckily managed to keep it alive. My time was 2:01. Pretty good for my age group, because seeing as we've had, closest time to me was 2:012 on the first race, but now those fast kids are coming down, so we're going to see. Because I've made up my time in my second run, in prize giving I come first.
Jones, with a time of 2:01.
What that would mean for me is in the whole of Western Province, I would come first in my age category.
What an epic comeback! After a tough day on the mountain and a bumpy first heat, Zac managed to secure first place in his age group. What a fantastic way to end the year. Well done, Zac.
In the meantime, check out our Facebook page.